It was the biggest test of his career so far. And as for his opponent, the same could be considered.
You've been in the ring with it, man. It's a little different the second time around.
June 7th, two men go back to war for the second time.
I see a real clash of two fighters.
A Japanese monster who remains perched comfortably on the pound-for-pound list.
Oh, this is unbelievable for him.
Against a fiery Filipino who seems to get better with age.
Down for the third time!
And so, with three of the major belts on the line, will it be Nonito's night of redemption? Or does the monster end unfinished business in even greater fashion than he did before?
Donald goes over from the left hand to the body.
Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe before we take a quick peek into part 2 of Naoya Inoue versus Nonito Donaire. Hopping back to the latter end of 2019, boxing fans witnessed one of the most seat-grabbing toe-to-toe wars seen in a boxing ring.
What a matchup this is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. Here in the land of the rising sun, Donaire and Inoue.
After previously blasting his way through the Super Series, knocking out every opponent that sat in front of him, Naoya Inoue managed to prove his greatness in the toughest test of his career to date.
Oh! Counter right hand! It's good stuff. Good short left hook went in and again.
Coming in the naturally bigger man, Nonito Donaire's natural size advantage and extensive career background helped him fight fire with fire against Inoue's aggressive onslaughts.
His counter shots, counter staggered to that. His hand position was responsible, but something got through.
And as both men took severe damage over the course of 12, it was a surprise that either were left standing by the final bell. With all three judges announcing Inoue as the winner, the nature of the fight easily impressed its viewers, making a rematch at the time seem almost inevitable at some point.
No matter how great a performance it is, it still lacked the W, you know, and then that's something for me to get back into the drawing board and get better.
But does part of you want to knock him out in a rematch to be dominant over him a second time around?
Of course.
However, both fighters have since gone about their own ways. Inoue was heading for a 2020 unification mega fight against John Real Casimiro, but unfortunately due to the pandemic and other reasons, the bout slipped through the cracks, failing to come to fruition. And Donaire continued to prove he was still an elite figure against any level of opposition, as he beat two more undefeated contenders in the way of knockout.
And then Gavalio fired back. Gavalio goes down for the first time in his career.
I see you standing right there. What you ain't for?
Despite of no plans back then to make the anticipated rematch happen, Inoue signed a multi-year fight deal with top-ranked promotions, leading to his latest three opponents, in which he dealt with in comfortable fashion.
Seven.
Oh, the big right hand uppercut, body shot again.
Does he have a favorite, Casimiro, or the rematch against Donaire in a fight of the year again?
Dramatically, it would be Donaire too.
Since making his debut on U.S. soil, Inoue's climb to the top of the pound-for-pound tree has made him one of the most feared fighters amongst the lower weight classes. And often being compared in the past to Triple G, the young star has definitely demonstrated the obvious reasoning behind these bold claims.
Into the ropes again, and Luis Pabon, the referee, has jumped in and waved this off.
talent-wise, I think he's the best. He's a beast, man. He's getting him out of there.
I'll tell you one thing. Inoue is higher than Tank in pound for pound.
Though it wasn't just bantamweight where Inoue managed to make his mark, but competing in 3 different weight classes from flyweight to bantamweight, which led him to secure multiple world straps as he perfected his craft behind the scenes with his father come trainer, Shingo Inoue. However, still remaining undefeated with 22 wins at 29 years of age, this 5'5" monster could be peaking in terms of ability. Yet, with his former opponent showing no signs of age limitations just yet, the second encounter could be just as explosive as the first.
Nonito Donaire!
In boxing, Father Time unfortunately waits for no man. However, for certain individuals, these odds seem to be completely blown out of the water for reasons most are unable to comprehend.
Nishioka down. And here's Donaire looking for the knockout, and Arce's down again.
Working well. Oh, look out! Julian down for the first time.
Currently aged 39, Nonito Donaire is seeming to prove that old cliche right, as age has just become nothing but a number during this current period of his career, after his second latest fight had him make history once more.
An interesting one. Volleys down for the third time. History has been made.
You know, I believe that it matters not what your age is. It matters in how you are mentally, how strong you are mentally. And what I learned from Inoue is I'm back.
3 decades of being world champions. 9-time world champion. That's amazing.
Now standing as the oldest major title holder in bantamweight history, Donaire's journey to remain at the top and test himself again and again has consistently surprised the boxing world. And just like his counterpart, Manny Pacquiao, the determined rival to hang up the gloves never seems to arrive.
He's a 9-time world champion, 4 different weight classes, so 39 years old. So I think what we want to do as well, we want to go and do where he can make the most money as well.
Though his resume does show 6 defeats over an incredible 48 fights, it's fair to say that all have been dealt from the hands of elite or near elite competition.
Really, more naturally, the featherweight that Donaire.
And unlike Inoue, Donaire has faced and dethroned more of them.
It's a thunderous right cross, and a left hook, and an uppercut, and Orange Gold's gonna stop the fight.
However, the veteran's sharp skill set and experience in the ring makes him an undeniable foe for everyone who seems to oppose him. But whether he still possesses the same tenacity to take out an opponent on the level of the monster still remains up for debate.
I will fight, and I will have my goal of having 4 belts right here in front of you guys. Bring it on.
When you've been in the ring with it, man, it's like it's a little different the second time around. It's like you got a good sense of what you're in for before you were preparing for it blindly. Now you're preparing for it knowing exactly what it is.
Nonito remained a clear underdog who was intended to be an easy night for Inoue in the Super Series final, but turning out to be anything but. Donaire's early onslaughts had caused Inoue to suffer double vision after a sharp left hook left him with a nasty orbital fracture.
Catches Inoue on the chin, short left hook. Inoue tried to hang on there.
Seeming so many of the rounds were close, Inoue's knockdown ultimately helped him flip the fight in his favor by the end.
Now really get behind him. That's a lovely left to the body. Lovely shot.
But both pulling through such extreme adversity makes us wonder, if it was to happen again, could we see a different outcome?
He is what people made him to be, but at the same time, people forgot who I am. If he expects the same guy going to the second fight, then he has a rude awakening.
It'll be interesting to see if anything's changed if one man desires it more than the other, or if both can go to a place they have never been before and do what's needed to be victorious on the night.